I don't know what the protocol is here, people. I don't know. Hey guys, Sid here. Welcome to 3 Mississippi. I have got to go pick up more feed, and unfortunately they do not have it in town, so I've got to go to Tupelo and go to Scruggs to get it. And then I got to try to get back in time to get some yard work done because, well, there's some stuff that needs done. Let's go. All right. Made it to Scruggs, okay? We're going in. Filming out in the wild, I always feel weird. So Scruggs did not have the tough, neither did the Tractor Supply, and none of them had ever heard of it. Crazy. Anyway, now I'm off to Kroger. Here we go. Okay, as you can see, I have all the feed in the back seat of the cab of the truck, which smells like hay now in here, because it's fixing to rain, supposedly, at some point, and I don't know if I'm going to get this unloaded tonight. Probably not, because I want to get home and hurry up on working on the ground. And then I've got my groceries over here, and let me tell you what, I'm walking through the aisles of the grocery store, and this woman catches my eye, and she's looking at me like she knows me. So immediately I'm like, do I know her? Because she's looking at me like she knows me. Because I forget that I have a YouTube channel, guys, when I'm out in the wild. And so every once in a while somebody recognizes me, and she's like, do you? And she was kind of, and I started to think, oh, maybe she knows me from the YouTube channel. But I never want to be that person that's like, oh yes, you must recognize me from my YouTube channel. So I'm racking my brain, like, you know, and then she starts like naming off towns like near me, and I was like, well, no, I don't live there, but I live here. And she was like, do you have like a YouTube channel? It was like she was embarrassed to ask, but I would have been embarrassed to say like, oh, you probably know me from my YouTube channel, because who says that? Anyway, Watrina was her name, and she was in there, and she said that her husband loves watching our channel and loves the gardening tips, and so that was very, very sweet. And I felt like I didn't want to be like, oh, do you want to take a picture, because she was working, and I didn't want her to like, I feel like that's weird of me to ask, like, oh, do you want a picture? I don't know, like, is that rude of me to then ask her if she wants a picture? I don't know what the protocol is here, people. I don't know, like, I'm not I've not reached that status where I like know how to react around people that recognize me from the interwebs, even a little bit. So there's that. But anyway, then I'm walking in, one of the aisles was really narrow, and I was like, oh, excuse me, because he was starting to come down as I was going, and there was nowhere for me to go. I was kind of wedged, and he's like, oh my goodness, I had to do a double take. I thought that was Jennifer Aniston. And I was like, sir, I appreciate you, but you need your glasses checked. And then I got carded when I was at the checkout counter because I was buying some White Claw, because it was a flavor I've never seen before, the peach. Haven't seen that one, so I was like, well, I'll give that a try. We got the Williamsons coming here in a couple weeks, so I know I'll be wanting to have a little beverage while they're over. So I thought, well, I'll get the peach White Claw. And then he carded me, and I was like, oh my goodness, really? You're carding me? And then he said, it's store policy. So he kind of brought me down a notch with that whole, he could have just said, I was like, you made my day. I was telling him, and then he's like, well, it's store policy. I'm like, did you have to ruin my entire life? Couldn't you just go, yes ma'am, I just thought you were so young. But no, 25-year-old out there crushing my hopes and dreams, but that's life. Anyway, I had to go get these groceries home and this feed home, and my now broken ego. I was doing so well too. I had 2 really good encounters, and then one that was like a reality check. So I heard you, God. I got you. Don't get too big for your britches. Okay. Anyway, let's head home. So as you can see, some of these vines have grown up onto the patio. Don't mind the pile of boxes. Mike apparently ordered a bunch of things for the truck and some tools that he needed. And he just hasn't moved them to the shop yet. But you can see there's so many vines growing in here. And then on top of that, there's a bunch of weeds and like little saplings that have sprouted up over here. Obviously this little area needs weed whacked, and this area in the gravel here along the edge of the driveway, it's like into the gravel. I need to spray this. I sprayed some of the areas on this side and it worked really well, but it took about 2 weeks for it to actually die. So I'm gonna spray, I may not get to it in this video depending on how long everything takes, but I need to do this whole section here. And then there's a few more spots around my garden bed that I need to hit. But it's definitely gotten a little bit away from me. And then I still need, and like I weed eated in here underneath my window, and it's a train wreck again too. And I know it's almost fall and all of these things are going to be dying here before too much longer. But normally I do several rounds, obviously, of maintenance, which I have been doing, but I kind of skipped the last couple weeks because things were so crazy. So it's kind of looking a little overgrown right now, a little whatever. And I did just weed whack like around everything. It's probably been 2 weeks now because it was the week before I left, and now I've been back for a couple of days and I was gone for a week. Need to whack some of this back. Some of that I might do the weed whacking in the morning, so I may not film actually doing that just because life. And then I need Mike's help with over here. I've been nagging him because this tree, this sapling, kind of grew up behind the gardenia bush, and then half of this gardenia bush is dead. So that needs cut out too. And then there's a sapling growing in the middle of it as well. And then all these crazy vines. And then these, I had planted these hostas and put down the bark and everything, but the weeds are just in here again so bad, and the weird vines, which I don't mind. I am going to put gravel over here. I think at some point soon, I'm going to put gravel right along through here. And then I'm going to put gravel, instead of adding more bark like I normally do every year, I want to put gravel all through here, just to make it easier to weed and to like blow the leaves out of in the fall. But you can see, like, this is where I sprayed in the gravel. You can see how it's all, well, that's a new patch that popped up, but you can see how this is all brown and dead along the side here. So it worked. It just took a long time, and like all in front of the driveway there. But obviously this whole edge here needs cleaned up, and you can't get it with the weed whacker. He just mowed too. I swear, grass in Mississippi, you could just sit there and watch it grow. I don't know if this is some kind of flower, but it looks like weed. I'm pulling it. There, you can see my little baby hosta again. There's another. Man, there's so many saplings that have grown in here.
Shout of praise. Oh, there's only one name. We lift up a shout. We lift up a shout. Oh, together we sing. We lift up a shout. We lift up a shout of praise.
Making progress. There's a lot of vines in here. There's a lot of vines. A lot. Look at all this. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the mother load right here, guys. Holy cow. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Holy moly. This was a lot of what was on the front porch. Look at that. Oh, that's It's a lot, guys. Oh, it's a lot of vinage. Some of these hostas got really buried. Like this little one down here. This was one of the new ones that I planted this year. And it's just got buried over here under all those vines. That's nuts. I don't know what some of this is. This is some kind of other vine. Come on. Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is about ripping out vines that is so satisfying, but it is. It's a lot of work, but all these little saplings in between. It's amazing how nature finds a way, huh? Come on, I know I cut you almost all the way here. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. This thing, I have no idea. This is some kind of weird bush, but it's almost like that other vine. Maybe this is the bush where all the vines were coming off of. I don't know, dude. We're gonna cut you to where I can see better. That's what we're gonna do. This is why I don't garden, guys. I'm not a fan. But I like my front porch area to look nice, and I like to enjoy it because I sit out here a lot. I know some of these that I'm just cutting off are gonna grow back, but it's fine. Whew. There's more off the front porch. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. This is like literally just since right before I left. This is like 2 weeks of growth on these vines. Insane. Ouch. Something sharp. I feel like it's not going to look as massive on camera, but that whole pile, this whole pile, that looks a lot cleaner. And then that big pile right there. So, whew, that's quite a bit. Obviously this still needs cleaned up. I gotta get over here with the weed whacker, which is not gonna happen tonight. That is the worst of the vines, and that's all the vines that were growing onto the patio that are ripped out now. So I'll come through here tomorrow. Like I said, I'll weed whack this whole area. I've got some dandelions still growing in there that I'm gonna pull. I'm still gonna spray down the edge of the driveway. But I'll get this cleaned up a little bit more. I need the chainsaw because I need to cut this piece off and I need to cut, there's another big sapling that's growing up in the middle of that. Let me see if I can cut it out real quick. While I'm out here, let's see if I can get to it. Hi, bud. Are you inspecting my work? As always. Oh, come on, I need a machete. There we go. Did it. Nice. There's my, I don't even know what country that is. Some kind of sapling. But, and there's another one. See, once you cut one, you find like 12, and I'm dragging weeds with me here. There we go. There's another one. So that's a little better. There's still a bunch back here, man. Holy cow. Every time I think I got it all, I don't. Another sapling down here. There's like 3 more saplings down here. I can't even tell what they are. There's a lot. Whew. All right, well that's better. That's all I dare to do today with my back. I will insert a clip right about here of the finished product once I get all this cleaned up and the edging done and everything else finished. I'd go through and water some of these, my hanging wandering Jew and all of that. I need to do that too. Probably haven't been watered since I left, would be my guess. So I'll insert that little bit right here, and that's it today, guys. Probably, I'm guessing from the amount of filming I did, that this is a shorter video, but sometimes it goes that way. One of those days, man, just trying to get playing whack-a-mole, trying to get some stuff done and get some things caught up, and we are where we're at. Tomorrow's a busy day for me too. I got pantry boxes at church, and I got some errands I got to run in town. I got to pay Mike's car registration, all that kind of fun grown-up stuff that we get to do. Love that. So anyway, guys, that's my battle with these vines. I can go in and wash my hands, make some dinner. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Remember, stay blessed and safety's off.